Hey y'all, Tracery here with Picture Me Living, and I'm going to talk to y'all today about how I spend the least amount of money when I travel. And I'm not finna lie to y'all. I'm not going to say I'm going to teach y'all how to travel for cheap. Nothing I do is cheap. Not even finna lie to y'all. I can point y'all in the right direction. If you want to backpack through Europe, good for you. I do travel with a suitcase and a backpack and a carry-on. So I do, something in between cheap travel and luxurious travel. Okay. And I want to be a little bit more informative in a series format because the information is out there. And if you follow along with this video, you're going to get personalized stories from me. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you two cities. I'm going to show you how I will book Paris and how I will book, let's do Turks and Caicos. We'll do Paris and Turks and Caicos. And I'm going to make this a series. And if y'all like it, comment, let me know. I'm going to do more and more with how I book my travel. So I'm going to give y'all a teaser now. I'm going to screen record something and throw it on a video and see if y'all like it. And if y'all want me to go more in depth, if y'all want me to show y'all receipts from my travel and how I did it and exactly how much I paid for stuff, and I'm going to do it because insert personal story here. All right, let me tell y'all what happened. One of my closest friends hurt my feelings recently. And this is someone I've known for over 20 years. A very close friend of mine hurt my feelings. 2025 has jumped me, okay? And all I can do is just sit back and be self-aware and learn my lessons and apply it. But this person hurting my feelings, it's like, dang, this is the least person that I expected to do this. Well, what did he do, Trey? I've known this person since 2003, and we were in the Navy together, and we formed a friendship together, and we have a mutual friend, and the three of us have a birthday that is within 6 days of each other in February. And I would say about 2008 or 2009, we just start planning a ghost trip. Every February, the first time we were supposed to go to Cancun. I looked it up. I looked at the prices. Shit happens, and sometimes you just can't make it on trip with your friends. The next year, we were supposed to go to like Brazil or something. We were all in the military. Like, shit happens. Work happens and family happens. And that turned into 10 years, 12 years, whatever. Each year, though, I say something to this friend. I'm like, bro, this is what I'm doing. It's slowly evolved into not me saying, what are we doing for our birthday? But it turns into, this is what I'm doing, so y'all can come. He's married now. Please bring your wife. Let's make this a group trip. But this is what I'm doing. Like, I don't even take suggestions anymore. I just tell them this is what I'm doing. Either y'all gonna go or y'all not gonna go. So y'all know this is about the time of the year that I start planning for my birthday. So I told him that, bro, this is where I'm thinking about going. Oh, me and our mutual friend going on a birthday cruise. So I said, y'all doing what? Oh, we ain't think to invite you because we ain't think you do we ain't think you did cruises. You think cruises are for broke people. Like, he just made it worse and worse and worse, right? And I'm like, I used to be homeless, bro. Like, why would I ever say cruises are, why would I ever pick on broke people? I was homeless twice in my life. My mom is still in her struggle, living wherever she lives and doing whatever she does. Like, I'm very close, one decision away from being homeless now. So why would I ever make fun of, I'm the most humble person that I know. Like, so it hurt my feelings because, dang, you don't even know me for real. But you know me since all these years, right? So now the mutual friend, she backpedaling. She sends me the invitation, right? My feelings still hurt. I'm like, fuck that cruise. I ain't going on that cruise. Fuck that cruise. But I looked at it. And when I looked at it, I wanted to go. And the people that I were talking to at the time were like, "You're not really gonna go. You're not really gonna go." And I'm like, "Nah, like I want to be invited places, you guys." That's a confession. I would like to actually be invited places. It gets exhausting always inviting people places and people either not showing up or not carving the time out for me, right? So I like to be invited these days. I rarely come up with plans these days. If you see me doing anything that I planned, it was the gym. Everything else, I was either invited or it's just random. So I'm happy now. She sends me the invitation. I look at it. $2,500. $2,500 for a 4-day cruise. Now it is adults only. So they really had me there. Okay. So ain't nobody badass kids gonna be bothering me. $2,500 for a 4-day cruise. You're spending half a day in the Bahamas. Y'all heard that right? Half a day in the Bahamas. Bro, like if anything, if you knew me, you would know that that's expensive. And so I say, you know what, right now this is a self-reflection. I don't think they even listen to my podcast, right? So that's why I said, you know what, the self-reflection, because everyone has to have some accountability when shit happens to them, right? And the self-reflection that I came out with was, you know what, let's just try to make the podcast better. Because your close friends ain't even listening to hear that there's a shuttle boat. What is it called? A ferry that goes from Miami to Bimini Islands for like 40 fucking dollars. Like, and you could stay there. You could do whatever you want to do. It's not a time frame to get back on a cruise ship. Like you could literally take a ferry for $40 from Miami. I said, you know what? That's what I gathered from all that. You know what? Let me just make the podcast better. I think that they if you're a friend of mine, you should still know, like, hey, let me call Trey and get some travel advice from her. And I would still like to make it on that cruise. I'm not going to be too much of a hater, even though I am, but I'm not. But, read the room right now. Life events. I'm not pressing submit order on anything right now. But I did think about it when she sent it to me, and I do think that they are going to have fun as a group, all hate aside. The group is actually what makes things fun, okay? It doesn't matter where you go, it's who you go with, right? And it's your attitude. So that's what's going to make their trip fun. The trip is going to be amazing, and now that I said that, I'm still gonna be a hater. Okay, once they get to the Bahamas, they're gonna have to pay for their beach chairs. You got to even get to Miami on your flight. That was 2,500, and they ain't even bought the flight yet. So they looking at about 3,500 total once they get all their souvenirs and everything, food and stuff that's not included, and the beach chairs and stuff. I didn't even spend that on my last trip. I think I spent maybe $2,700 for a week in Spain. A week in Spain. So I actually spelled that out too. So I was like, you know what? That was actually a pretty good podcast. The French Riviera one was a really good podcast. I spelled out how that flowed along and everything. And I will be honest, traveling with the same sex does help you out a little bit. When you are traveling as a couple, it is more expensive. I've done the couple trips. They are a little bit more expensive unless you go with a few couples and you guys share a big Airbnb. That's the only way you can circumvent a couple's trip being expensive, especially when one person is carrying the load of the vacation. And girls' trips are just where it's at. I had a conversation with some guys at the gym. They're going to be a guest on the podcast. We're going to discuss possibly, if they haven't changed their mind, we're going to discuss what goes wrong on the guys' trips. But girls' trips are solid. They are cheaper. You get to split the room and you get to get more expensive hotels that way also. So now, Do you want a series where I plan out a whole city, 1 to 2 cities each episode? Just a quick 10, 15-minute episode where I screen share and plan a trip with you. So I'm gonna give you a sample of what that would look like. Cause I'm like, there's no way that my bro really thought this about me. And I've known, you know what? Let me do some self-reflection. Self-reflection. No, because you invite them every year. You check in, you do everything right. Why didn't they? Oh, maybe the podcast doesn't really inform people of how you. So here we are. Here we are, goddammit. This is how we got here. The first screenshot I want to start off by showing you a simple Google flight search. Atlanta to Paris. The first week of February is always the cheapest for me. Okay. Last week of January, the first week of February. Once you get to middle of February, you are going to get more expensive because of the holiday that's in the middle of February. Avoid holidays. So search Google flights, avoid holidays. Atlanta to Paris for $600 is wild. Round trip. So now I go over to the hotels tab. Check out the hotels, y'all. And I think one of these hotels are going to catfish me. But I usually go to hotels.com. I actually have the app for hotels.com. And sometimes your credit card will have deals with certain hotels like Marriott, or they'll have a 4-night. Yeah, this one catfished me. That's crazy. $1,400 a night. Get me out of here. But yeah, sometimes if you look on your like American Express app, you can go through the deals and you'll find the hotels that have deals during that time. And it'll be like a 60-day time frame. If you book by December 31st, 40% off Marriott hotels. Boom, you in there. But this is just a quick search just to gather interest to see if people want to have episodes like this. This is so easy. And this is much cheaper than the $2,500 cruise for half a day in the Bahamas. Listen, and Paris is cold now. Bahamas is a much better idea right now than Paris. Once again, I'm not gonna be a hater. However, you could spend a whole week for cheaper than that cruise in Paris if you're flying from Atlanta, obviously, to Paris. So I'm going to pick a hotel from this list that I would actually stay in. I would stay here just for that balcony. And I could tell that it's in a decent location just from how they upkept the building or whatever. And it has a lounge and a bar in that hotel. And it looks like things are in walking distance. So you can actually go around. You can actually go around in hotels.com and see the surrounding area or whatever. You can go in Google Maps or Apple Maps, your choice, and you can see the surrounding things. Like you can see the restaurants, the theaters, whatever you need to see. And you can actually filter these items and say, hey, what restaurants are near this place? What bars are near this place? Now let's do Atlanta to Turks and Caicos, you guys. I'm going to put this screenshot up because Turks is a popular destination right now. It is expensive. So let's do the same week, the first week of February, the 4th through the 11th. And $433 is insane. Prices are currently low, $120 cheaper than usual for your search. Listen, non-stop on Delta, $450, wild. Absolutely insane. For a week in Turks and Caicos. I don't know, I'm starting to, the light bulb is going off. My thinking cap is going off. Do I need another trip to Turks? That's actually pretty great. You know what? I just thought about this too. This is probably a great time to book future flights. The prices is hitting right now. The prices is I'm noticing it's 600 round trip to Paris, 400 round trip to Turks and Caicos. Crazy. So I go over to the hotels just to see what it's hitting now. Now, like I said, Turks is a little bit more expensive. Now, with the hotels, because I would book a hotel if I was going there as a couple, the hotels are going to come with a minimum of 2 bedrooms. So you can take a guest. You can have another couple go with you. It's going to come with an entire kitchen, not a kitchenette. It's going to come with a kitchen, period. A whole stove, a whole big ass refrigerator, and not a white refrigerator neither, a big ass black refrigerator. It's going to come with a washer and dryer. So that is why these are priced like that. Now, are you going to cook on vacation? I don't know. I don't cook on vacation. But I have gone to Turks and Caicos with girls that got up and cooked breakfast. And I was like, damn, okay. I usually fast through breakfast, but if you are a breakfast person, Turks is a great place for you to get up and exercise at, right? To cook your own goddamn breakfast. This one looks kind of interesting. I would probably book this for $236 a night. Let's keep looking. Grace Bay is a really good city location to stay in Turks and Caicos, 405. I would probably book this one because it's a median price. So it's not as expensive as the top one and it's not as cheap as the bottom one. Once again, play around with this. And this was just a taste. This was just me saying, these are 2 locations that I want to go to. Let me get a roundabout price of my baseline. My baseline is my flight and my hotel. I'll figure out what I'm going to eat when I get there. You have to think about it like this. Your food budget is on a whole nother paycheck. We're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. And if an emergency happens between now and then, I might not be at, Wolfgang Puck restaurant. But if it don't, sign me up. Get your reservations. Do all that stuff then. Cross that bridge when you get to it. But right now, my baseline is a comfortable flight. Comfortable flight for me means no layovers or minimum layovers. If it is a long layover, am I going to see a new city? Okay. The bottom line is you can't be lazy when you want to travel with a decent comfort and for a decent price. I'm going to repeat that. The bottom line is you cannot be lazy when you want to travel for comfort and also pay a decent price, okay? It is going to take some research. I have gotten really good at researching and I am going to start sharing that information with you. Drop some cities in the comments that you want me to look over. I have a really good eye for hotels. I have been catfished and I have been catfished recently. But as long as I know I ain't gonna die. As long as I know the bathroom is clean and, I'm not in a hostel, I'm not traveling like that. Like I said, I'm not traveling for cheap and I'm not traveling where my safety is a concern. I only book on reputable sites, Expedia, hotels.com, Google Flights. And next time I will break down Google Flights because I do have a bad story from booking with Flight Hub. I will get into that. See y'all next time.